Next guest.
No. I did not
You know
that.
the watering of the cow lane?
Yes, I know the cow watering lane, yes. Let's actually...
Sound of Grant.
Did you know that we have capybaras in Chelmsford?
I did not.
Yeah, so down at Riddle College, they've got like the agricultural bit and the veterinary thing. And if they've got an open day, they've got capybaras. You can go and look at the capybaras. Capybara. What is the plural? Capybarum.
Capybara.
Yeah, and they are like roided out guinea pigs.
Yeah,
They're massive.
They're units, aren't they?
Yeah, so I wouldn't fight one.
No.
How many capybaras do you reckon you could fight? 2. I reckon 2 maximum. And win.
One would put up a
One,
fight.
yeah,
though, I reckon.
one would be tough.
You know,
it's like a baked potato with legs. Like if it's what it looks like. There's just nothing to. It's just a muscle with these legs.
Hello, welcome back to Are You Creative?
Yes, the podcast for creativity from in and around Essex. I am so-called creative expert Nick Hearn, and I'm here with my co-host, the lovely Sangeeta.
Mitra, whoop whoop, from New Generation Development Agency.
Sangeeta, big up.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and we've got another amazing guest here today from, I think he's from Essex. Can I check your passport, sir?
no passport.
You haven't got a passport?
No.
Oh, do you know what? If you're from Essex and you never plan on leaving Essex, you will not get a passport. That is, you're committed, mate.
Yeah, mate. Melbourne through and through.
Melbourne.
One way in, no way out.
Born and bred in the sound of the tower. It's like the sound of the Bow Bells, right?
That's the one.
Is my mic coming through all right? Sounds like
Absolutely
really echoey.
perfect.
I can hear you.
Okay, that's good. I was a bit worried. Oh, wicked. So born and bred Melbourne, Chelmsford.
Yeah, mate.
Not Melbourne, Australia.
100%. No.
I mean, the accent is hard to tell.
I've got some family in Australia, though.
So, Sangeeta, you know our guest, don't you?
I do.
This is Mr. John Hughes from
Hotbox.
Yay!
Hotbox. We're going to find out about Hotbox in a minute. But first, I have to ask John a question. John, are you creative?
I think I am fairly creative. In my day-to-day goings.
In your day-to-day? I think your day-to-day and your evenings and your night times, you are creative.
Yeah, 24/7. 24/7.
So John, our special guest here, is over here, obviously, because he is an absolute creative legend. And he is the manager of Hotbox.
Yeah.
The manager.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Manager, cleaner.
Booker.
Yeah, booker.
Yeah.
Promoter.
What else do you do? Everything. Barista.
Everyone does a bit of everything there. You know, everyone's got to share the roles of absolutely everything because we're only a 3 to 4 member team at any one point.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it's like a family vibe down there as well because your dad's there. What's your dad's job with your manager?
He's
Like a goblin, isn't he? He's like your pet
he is
goblin.
a bit of a goblin. He's like, I don't know. He sorts shit out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a
he gets stuff
delegator.
done. Yeah.
Do you know what? Dave seems like one of those Swiss Army knife people where you could just give him any task and he'll go off and do it and come back and it would be, he'll find anything.
Oh yeah,
He'll sort anything out.
He'll do it. I mean, his previous job was he worked for Universal a bit, and he was a problem solver. That was his job title.
That sounds like a hitman.
Maybe it was. Maybe it was.
So this
Dodgy
is-
Dave.
Yeah, hitbox.
Dodgy Dave, I
Dodgy
love it.
Dave at hitbox. Yeah, you got a problem. I see. I saw it, mate. So Hotbox is amazing. So it's a 300 capacity venue, is it? How big is it?
110.
110.
Yeah.
And your third. It feels like 300.
Yeah, when it's full.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
mad. When it's full, that's 110. And that's remarkable. It's like every night it's buzzing down there, like I've seen like recently. I know you've had your tough times, but it's brilliant. Like the things you've had on there, like you have Fatboy Slim play.
Yep.
3 times? Is it 3 times?
4 times, I'm pretty sure.
This is Fatboy. Normally I play to 100,000 people Slim. He comes down and plays at Hotbox.
Yeah, it's crazy. So that was actually set up by, we got some lovely art to accompany it. That was actually set up by Chaz from the London Police, who is, I'm pretty sure, born in Chelmsford.
Yeah, he's a Chelmsford boy.
And he he wanted to put on a party at Hotbox and then he invited Fatboy Slim.
Well, yeah, just I'll phone up my mate. Yeah, Norman. Norm, do you want to come and DJ in Chelmsford?
Nah, it's been wicked though because Norman's continued to show support for us.
Yeah.
He's done the party 2 more times and then he did us a huge fundraiser as well whilst we're going through the COVID debt.
So this is,
yeah.
I mean, right, this is nothing but love for the venue because you get someone like Fatboy Slim come through, he'll play again. You've had Frank, I play at Brixton Academy Turner. He's massive. He's come back multiple times.
Yeah. He's I think he's on his third time. Talking to him about fourth at the moment. So
It's absolutely unbelievable. You get all these legends through. Who else you got? Have you had Beans on Toast?
yeah, Beans on Toast, High Fade. We got Native James coming up, who's just been nominated for a Mobile Award.
Big up.
Playing.
He's from Suffolk, though, isn't he? Ipswich.
Ipswich, but
okay, let's not talk about him
he's
too
hitting
much.
it hard in Essex.
He's
He is
wicked.
hitting it hard in Essex.
And I respect. I know his record label's in Essex. I think they're based out of Witham or something. So
Saviour.
Saviour. They're wicked as well.
Yeah, they're good people. We just had another band off them called Santu. And the lead singer is like Robert Plant and Freddie Mercury married into one man.
Whoa, that sounds like the ultimate
Honestly,
frontman.
he is insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have they come through already?
They played last week supporting Basharan as part of Independent Venue Week, but they've also coming back sometime in April. It's not been announced yet, but they're coming back with Nuns of Tundra.
Wow. And like, how does it feel for you? Like, as a venue owner, when you get bands like that and the Meths and Bilk coming through and people like that, they've been playing at your venue for a few years and then suddenly they're like blowing up. You know, you see the Meths are supporting Alice Cooper and stuff on arena tours.
Yeah,
you must feel so proud, like you've had a part in their career and how they got bigger.
It is really, really good, and it makes great memories for me too. I mean, the first time the Meths played, there was like 20, 30 people in the room. You know what I mean? Not a busy room. And the drummer's cymbal fell over, so I had to go on stage and hold the cymbal for, I don't know, the last 2 minutes.
What,
of the
like a
song.
human cymbal stand?
Yeah. But my ears were shot.
Mate, we can add that to your LinkedIn as well. Manager, barista, human cymbal
Death.
stand.
But yeah, like that memory will always stay with me, and it's about making the memories with the musicians and the bands. You know?
Exactly. I mean, I thought it'd be like unfair to ask you about what your favourite nights were because actually just everything's so legendary down Hotbox and you're making different memories every night. Like,
Yeah.
And even like having like poetry nights and chess club and even the Ragga Enforcer who's not here today, Jaden, like he put on like his Ragga and Food event. It was amazing. Like there's so much diversity, but it's always a buzz, right?
Yeah, 100%. You know, you can come down to Hotbox, whether it be music, arts, under all the arts, gaming, we do retro gaming now, chess, dominoes, you know, you name it. It's always just meet people, have a laugh and have a good time.
I've got to say, I think like, I've lived in Chelmsford for maybe 11 years now. I just think Chelmsford was a bit boring, right? I think Hotbox opening changed Chelmsford for me. You know, it made me feel like Chelmsford was exciting and suddenly, you know, you need this hub for like exciting people to come together and all these different cultural people. I mean, Adam Nutt's here today.
Yeah.
We're in Adam's house here and I met him through Hotbox, really. It's amazing. Like all these things, you think like you've created this space that's created culture, really. You know, we have our Ignite meetings there.
Yeah, in the back room.
And the Spark meetings for like, you know, creativity in Chelmsford. So it's pretty amazing that you and your dad, I suppose, just one day was like, well, we're going to open this venue from the space. Yeah. And then look what you've done. Look what you did.
Yeah. It was really, really odd, actually, how it all started, because we started out as a head shop, which is like smoking from
paraphernalia.
That's the one.
It's a head shop. So listeners, I mean, it was a bit like Amsterdam sort of style. You imagine you go in there and you've got your bongs.
Yeah.
I don't know what one of those is. I've heard the name. And grinders as well, not the app. like something for grinding up herbs in, right?
Yeah, broccoli.
And broccoli. Sticky papers as well for rolling big rolling
I think
cigarettes.
we get it, Nick.
Exactly.
I think we get it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Wasn't there skates there at some point?
We started out as the head shop, and then we quickly, pretty much, my dad was giving me a lift somewhere, and I was in the passenger seat. You know, he's giving me a lift, and he just goes, I need to improve the shop.
Yeah.
You know, what can I do? And at the moment, I was skating a lot. And I just said, well, I could sell skateboards in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's literally how it was born. You know, I just started selling skateboards in there. The skate shop started to do well. So we moved in next door to separate the smoking and the skateboarding.
I mean, that doesn't happen very often.
No. I mean, they're pretty intertwined.
There's quite a strong crossover, right?
Yeah.
The Venn diagram of smoking and skating.
Yeah, there's always a cloud over the park, isn't there?
So, what was really interesting? So then your skate shop evolved into a venue because you set up a little stage.
Yeah, so we sort of put in a little stage, and to be honest, it wasn't going to be a venue. My dad always wanted to own a bar underneath the arches.
Yeah.
You know, that was like one of his dreams was to open a little bar, have a little bar. And I was studying music at the time. So I was sort of, you know, starting to organise events, put on little events. And then we just both fell in love with it, really. Yeah. You know, we were like, this is what we want Hotbox to be. And then it's sort of all blur after that. It was just sort of like, right, we're doing 3 events a week. Then the next year it was like 5. And then next year 7. Now we're doing 10.
What was like the first thing you had on in there?
So the first ever DJ we had on was a Southend DJ called Captain Co. And he used to do a few radio shows back in the day, but he did like a scratch vinyl set with Danny Bounce supporting him.
Yeah, from
Wax Nerds.
Intense. Is he from Intense? No, Danny Bounce. Where's he from?
He does stuff with Intense, but he's sort of like I think he's with like the 45 Fiends or something like that.
Yeah, he's. Yeah. So I remember like the first time I saw that it was a venue as well. I was like, this is like the coolest thing I've ever seen. There's a skate shop during the day, and then they put all the stock away, and it's a venue.
That was a nightmare. That was,
and I know it was a nightmare.
That was
but
horrible.
The venue looked so sick with like decks up the walls and stuff like that.
It did look the part. Yeah, even the shoes were all left out. One shoe of each pair. Can't tell you how many single shoes went missing.
There's that bloke with one leg that kept turning up to all the gigs.
Hopper-lots.
Turn up with a bare foot and leave with a shoe, yeah. I've been to a lot of punk gigs actually where there's single shoes left in the mosh pit at the end. So, you know, maybe you can pair them up. And then eventually, I mean, this is funny because we are now on to the third iteration of Hotbox. Your head shop, your skate shop, your venue.
Print shop.
And print shop, yeah. And eventually the skate shop sort of dropped away, the head shop dropped away, and you're just left with the venue and the bar.
Yeah. Well,
and they were that was the cream that floated to the top.
The skate shop was great, and I miss it every day.
I think the skaters miss you as well.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
they do miss that as a venue. Yeah.
I've got half it in my loft actually. I bought it in the sale.
And yeah, I miss doing like skate events and hosting the community in there. You know, having them come in, play guitar, skateboard in the shop floor, everything like that. But we moved. We did well for like another year, and then we didn't make any money.
Yeah.
Was that prior COVID or after COVID? Would you say where you started to lose the money?
A bit before COVID as well.
Right.
You know, it wasn't going well, and then I think when stuff opened back up again, it was just struggling. You know, that's not, you know, in the summer we'd make a little bit, but it wouldn't nowhere near make up for the winter.
No. It's difficult as well. Like when you're a teenager, you sort of buy a skateboard and you make that last forever, right?
Yeah, and
so it's like when everyone's bought one, they're not going to come and buy another one for a year or 2 years.
No, and they're expensive.
Yeah.
Like it's not, you know, when I was in college, I had no money. It was just like you'd go to Route 1 and you'd buy a £30 board, or you'd find any skate shop that you could and go in there and go straight to the discount bin. You know what I mean? You wouldn't even look at the boards on the wall just because they were so unaffordable. I mean, so I get it.
At the end of the day, you're pretty much buying a picture anyway, aren't you? So you might as well buy one out the bin. It's the same. It does the same thing.
Yeah, but then again, you know, now if I was to go buy any skateboard, I would go to a skate shop and try and buy it full price because I've been through it. But it's tough. It's really tough. You know, people should buy from skate shops, but I can't tell them to spend £30 more than you know, they could.
So with a tear in your eye, your skateboard shop shut, and then you are now just a full-time venue.
Yeah, we love it.
It's so sick.
Love it. Same music venue. It's sort of like an art centre almost, you know what I mean? It's sort of like poetry, everything.
Do you know what? It is a bit like going round. It's like it's you and Dave's house and you're going round there.
Oh, God,
It's got that vibe, isn't it? Like Dave will always come up to you with a cup of tea in his hand and just start yammering on away. I love it so much. It's just like, well, what have you been up to?
I only, I think my first experience with Hotbox was maybe around about 5 years ago. And I remember walking through that venue and straight away thinking, oh my God, I feel like I'm in Spain somewhere.
Yeah.
In the cobbles, because it's like a cobble looking place. And as you saw the decor, and it just felt so comfortable, even though it's quite a small venue, but I think the welcome that you got as a development worker that works with communities, it was always a grade A place for us. And then when we held our first Black History Month in that venue, not knowing whether people would come or what would happen, and it was a really, really good success. And from then on, we've done some more projects with young people. And I think what I love about Hotbox is I could meet a community group who are looking for a space, and I could direct them to Hotbox. And if they're a group that are into music and arts like that, the space is available. And you're not finding that on the high street. What you're offering is not what we're finding from many music venues. So across Chelmsford, I guess, it's not that easy to go and approach someone and say, oh, look, can we have a sewing day or a whatever? But you guys are very, very flexible. So doing all these kind of community bits, and you're a CIC now, were you always a CIC or did you change?
What's a CIC?
Sorry, Community Interest Company.
Wikipedia cut again. CIC, Community Interest Company.
It's a community interest company, sorry. So since changing into like a community interest company and doing, I guess, is your focus more around community projects and what you guys doing there?
When we first sort of changed from limited company to the community interest company, I think we sort of had a quick word with ourselves and was like, right, we are doing all the things that we need to be in a community interest company already.
Yeah.
So that's sort of it came naturally to turn into a community interest company. CIC, I'm going to start saying because that's a mouthful.
I mean, we haven't got all night, have we? And what's the difference then between what happens when you become a community interest company?
So
a CIS. Let's call it a CIS.
Pop it. You've got to put out like a set of like guidelines of what you aspire to do with the community. So a lot of it for us was providing space for community and helping people build communities where, you know, they either needed support, they needed space, they just needed connecting people, they need help with anything, you know. We're helping young people write bids, we help this old person sort of like, you know, she sort of does all right, but we sort of like help her out with food and bits. And we do a lot of stuff that we don't really like shout about. But yeah, it makes us feel good as well.
I mean, what's brilliant about that is it is a bit like a sandbox, you know, like anyone can come to you with a bit of a crazy idea. And I felt like there were places like this when I was growing up in Colchester, like Colchester Townhouse, and the Art Centre was very good for us as well. But me and my mates, like, we'd only be like 15 and we'd be like, yeah, can we put a night on with like our bands and stuff? And no one would laugh at us or anything. They'd be like, yeah, come on, because, you know, it's a space for everyone. And, you know, that's going to grow into something in the scene.
Yeah, 100%.
And so I think, like, when I came to see you and Dave and said, can I fill Hotbox up with like 100,000 balls? And
I still find balls to this day, man. Honestly, I'll be moving stuff and, you know, one will fall from the light or something.
Exactly.
So share that story.
Oh, Angus, bless him. It was a lovely day.
Yeah, it was during... Oh, sorry, I've just made this all about me. But it is about how good Hotbox is, really.
It was in the Hotbox.
Yeah, because it was in Hotbox. But every year we've been doing a fundraiser for this young quadriplegic boy, Angus, at Culture Arts Centre. And we couldn't do it because it was COVID. And actually, we looked at the rules and we were like, well, actually, you are allowed to technically do it if you just can't have an audience of more than like 4 people, I think. So basically, we were like, well, let's put on a gig just for Angus and his family. Then we thought, wow, how can we make that exciting? I thought, well, I know. Let's fill the whole of Hotbox, make it a giant ball crawl. Right, get like 100,000 ball crawl balls, fill the whole venue, and then get Angus in there on his walker and just give him the craziest afternoon ever. Because they had live stream facilities. They had pan tilt Zoom cameras and they were doing live streams during COVID. So I thought, let's just do that for a live stream. And I don't think we made much money for charity, but it was really good fun. And
I was going to say,
everyone enjoyed themselves.
And it got in the papers and it was really funny because we made a little, we made a proper T-shirt for it, like it was a gig. We printed it in the printer at the back, and we made some backstage passes for Angus, and we sent him his whole box, like it was like Angus Rocks, and it was like this whole box, this whole package with a ticket as well,
special.
So he could come down. He loved it. It's so good, and Angus is doing so well, so it's really good. You know, giving him like these brilliant experiences.
And that's thanks to Hotbox because, you know, like once again, working with young people, not many venues will allow us to host things because of
Exactly.
the young people.
Especially
that
fill
we
it with
have.
balls. Just the same.
This is
So now we can have toddler parties. Anybody out there?
But that's like the magic, you know, because
Yeah.
you know you can have crazy ideas, but you need crazy people that are going to just let you do it as well. And I think when I came in and talked to you and Dave, maybe Dave's like eyebrow raised very slightly, but then he was just like, "Yeah, come on, let's do it." And he was laughing, you know. I think like more people need to just have a let's go for it, you know, a plus, what you call it, yes and attitude.
Yeah,
You
yes
know,
man sort of thing.
Exactly, just to put stuff on and just go, well, come on. It's not all about like financials and making money. Like sometimes it's about like you say, making memories and you know, building community, making fun, putting a smile on people's faces. I mean, the power of like doing something that maybe people will still be talking about in 30 years' time.
Oh,
You know, like
it's wicked.
a night. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's weird because I think one of the other reasons we became a CIC is to enable these sort of culture things to continue, because it opens up a lot of funding, and we've got funding to, well, not continuously, but we've had a bit of funding to do our chess night. We've had a bit of funding to do open mic nights. We've had a bit of funding to do dominoes, you know, but just to keep these things going. They're not constantly funded, but if we get a few months out the year funded, then, you know, we're happy.
One of the things I really love that you were doing that I hadn't seen before was your open system, like electronic electronic music open mic, which is mad, isn't it? Because your sound system in Hotbox is really good.
Yeah.
Like the gigs sound amazing, and people can come and plug in their electronic equipment and try out songs. And I don't know, you explain that. I'm not doing it justice. Sangeeta, I'm not doing it justice.
You know,
I was going to
electronic
say
music.
replay.
Come on, John.
It's
John
anything
Hotbox.
electronic. So, you know, it's everything from like melodic house all the way to industrial noise, which is wild, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, it's...
What, like proper like a sander on like a mic and stuff?
yeah, it's close to a Hoover. You know what I mean? It's a great night, and you know it's nice to invite people into a space where they can just do what they love on a really loud system too. Because I think that's part of the buzz for them is, you know, you won't get to play your tracks on as big a subs anywhere in Chelmsford.
Get out of the bedroom and like, absolutely shake the arches down.
Absolutely, and we run another night called Resonance, and that's a night made for producers, so it's slightly different. So electronic music people can bring their tracks and everything, and there's sort of like a group of people that will sort of like give you pointers, everything like that, production pointers.
Yeah,
so,
more bass.
more bass.
It's all about the
more
bass.
kick. But it's good fun. And again, it's another community we've sort of managed to maintain in Chelmsford, where otherwise it would sort of be sporadic and not continuous.
Yeah, that's mad because you've got so many little communities there. You got your jazz on a Sunday. Oh my god,
Jazz Sunday.
elite level. Zach Barrett is just the absolute
He is
legend.
good, yeah.
He is the
Guthrie
king.
Govan.
But yes, you got them. You got your country music.
Yep, Jackson Line do a lot of that.
Is that
So,
Ian
and Ian Flavel.
Flavel down there? Absolute ledge as well.
Yeah.
Big up Ignite one more time.
Yeah.
And you know, electronic music. I mean, it's mad. And you got like chess, and then you got like dub nights going on. You got like I'm down there for the metal, you know, and the punk stuff. And it's just all these separate little communities coming together, and it's a space for all of them.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It really, really is. One of my favourite days is the dominoes because, you know, Papa D feeds us and most importantly, he's told me how to absolutely whoop people at dominoes.
Now,
I can
Dave,
get them slammed and it's such fun.
Dave has turned from a chess hustler to a domino hustler, I think.
Oh,
hasn't he?
mate, biggest domino
Big Dave.
hustler I know. He's got a mug with Domino's champion on it, you know what I mean? And if I don't make him tea in that mug, he'll... You know,
talking about electronic music, I was blown away. Like when you were raising funds, you're doing like Save Hotbox, Square Pusher, the absolute legend from Warp Records, right? One of my favorite artists ever. Did a single for you to raise money.
Yeah, with Adam Buxton as well,
which is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, that really was wild. So at the moment, I was sort of organising different fundraising gigs because the easiest and quickest way for us to raise funds was to sort of ask bands if they wanted to help us raise funds.
Yeah.
So I was sort of messaging different bands. I was like, look, do you want to do a fundraiser gig? We can cover, you know, feed you, everything like that. But it's sort of the door money was to help us write off we had 120k of debt after COVID.
Yeah. So after COVID, just from rent, really, was it like on the arch?
Rent, it was loads of stuff really. Rent and electric and everything like that. I mean, you still got space to pay for.
And Dave's Brazilian butt lift.
Yeah. We don't mention that.
We don't. No, but he's looking
they don't need
great.
to know. He is looking good, isn't he?
Order spirits
Should
in
I
the bar
say
so he
that?
turns around. I think you can appreciate your dad's Brazilian butt lift. Yeah, so
Is this the lip job? That
I've
lets
not
him down?
noticed.
you've not noticed. No, exactly.
I shall go check.
You're always lost in his dreamy eyes, Sangeeta. That's why. So Square Pusher did a single for you, and it's actually called Shorts, wasn't it?
It was an amazing little
About wearing
almost like a
shorts.
skit song, you know. It was brilliant. But yeah, I just emailed him. Originally, I was just like, "Look, can you do a fundraiser gig?" And he was like, "Look, I don't have the time at the moment, everything like that." I imagine he's, you know, world famous celebrity. He's quite busy. And then he emailed me like a week later, and he was like, "Oh, I can't do a show, but I can make a song for you and release it." We were just like, "What?"
Yeah.
And then he made it and everything, sent it through. Then it said featuring Adam Buxton. And I was sort of like,
Hang on, listeners, I just need to tell you that Adam Buxton's pretty much like the king of podcasts. He does the Adam Buxton podcast, and he used to do the Adam and Joe show. He's a very silly man as well. So he's not the sort of person you'd expect to guest on a Square Pusher track.
especially this Square Pusher track, you know, just about shorts and old man legs. It was, yeah, it was brilliant. And you know what? It almost described my dad perfectly during the summer. It was brilliant.
Pre
He's always in shorts.
BBL. Yes, yeah. Was the single actually out on Warp Records?
So yeah, they did release it through the record label and everything, but they sort of set up it on their Bandcamp page, so all the funds got paid directly to us.
That is nuts.
And they still donate anything, you know, to us.
That's so cool.
That's
I mean, Warp
amazing.
Records is pretty much the coolest record label in the world. Always has been, still is.
And
to have
massive
Hotbox.
that, you know, he's helped protect somewhere in his, you know, home county.
Yeah,
Home
and that-
city?
Home City.
Oh,
Is it
yeah.
home
We are
county or
a
city?
city.
No,
Is it
it's
Chelmsford?
city. Yeah, respect to the
city.
cathedral, bruv. You know, like, it's a city. I mean, I know, like, in cities in Essex, everywhere has a city in Essex now.
Yeah.
Colchester,
No, I meant,
Southend,
is Square
Chelmsford.
Pusher from, is he Chelmsford?
Yeah, he's Chelmsford. I think so, yeah. Yeah, and he's like my dream future guest. Basically,
Really?
this whole podcast working
There you go, if you're
towards
listening, mate.
having Square Pusher. I think I went to one of his first gigs, so he owes me. And Square Pusher and Grayson Perry, and then we've completed. And James
Grayson
Buckley
Perry.
and James Buckley, and we've completed Chelmsford. All three of them. And then me and Sangeeta will move to another county. we don't need
district.
another district, exactly. But what I love about that is, you know, like this Safe Hotbox stuff. Like you did so much, you know, like letting people put nights on and stuff, and then it's just like, oh, come on, guys, help us out now a bit. And I think you're reaching equilibrium.
Yeah, we've got I think we've got 40k left, and everything's set up in like payment plans, everything like that, so we're good. But yeah, at the moment it's just me and my dad are just working on getting everything, pretty much just getting the ingoings and outgoings healthy.
Yeah.
Because you know we can't have a community space that will last forever without it being a healthy, sustainable business. So yeah, that's the thing we're really honing down on at the moment, and what my life is entailing.
Are you getting lots of support from your local kind of public services?
Yeah, so Mark Diaf, as we all know, has been
Mark
great.
Diaf, big up the man,
Yeah,
Mark Diaf, every
Mark
time,
Diaf.
like every podcast.
Whoop, whoop.
I always like to think he's just on the train, like going back to his house, and his name pops up, and he gets a little smile on his face. Yeah, Mark Diaf.
He's a busy man. I remember when we did the Country and Folk Festival, he popped by and it was torrential rain. We didn't sell one ticket on the door because of how bad it was raining. He's turned up in his waterproof, absolutely soaked. He's got the bus there. And then he said, I can't stay for long. I've got 3 other festivals to go to today. It was torrential rain.
He is.
The man's a
dedicated.
machine.
He is, yeah.
I think he's been cloned, actually. He sends his clones out to these things.
Like Doombots.
Yeah, exactly. Death bots.
But yeah,
DF bots.
it's up and down, up and down. I feel like, you know, that because they've got so many projects to do, I feel like it's focus, next thing, focus, next
Something
thing.
else, yeah.
Then they might like circle back to you, bit of focus, everything like that. But it's a tough one to gauge because I always think that they can do more. I think that the stuff they already got available, they can use a lot better.
So what, like council facilities or?
Yeah, council facilities. So like I know a lot of promoters through Hotbox and Ignite that struggle to put anything on in the theatre, struggle to find other affordable alternatives to Hotbox.
Yeah, they've got used to.
However, big up
used to-
Radio City because they're coming up as a sick music venue at the moment.
Viaduct Road is where the magic happens, really. You know,
Oh,
because
God, yeah.
I mean, I think if anyone wants to put on a gig, Hotbox or Radio City, both so open, and even like you think about how many bands have never done a gig before, and they come to you or Dan, and he'll give them a chance. There was a young band, Olympus. Not Olympus, Apollo. Wrong band.
Yeah, Apollo.
That played at Radio City, and I just fell in love with the guitarist. It was their first gig, and Rocco, their guitarist. I was like, this guy's like Dimebag Darrell from Pantera's been reincarnated. And actually, like they played there, and 6 months later, I got him to play with us at Indigo.
Oh, wicked.
Indigo at the O2. I said, come up on stage and do a song with us. And it's mad. Can you imagine getting that from your first gig to then playing Indigo at the O2? Yeah. But, that wouldn't have happened if they hadn't had the balls to go into Radio City and say, hello, we've never done a gig. Can we play here? And they were like, yeah, I'll put you first on a 4-band bill. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And then they work their way up. Everyone's got to start somewhere, haven't they?
Well, I've got young people who never sung on stage until they got to Hotbox. So everyone's had a go.
But what's awesome about Hotbox though, because live music's like a broad church, right? You don't have to be a performer.
No.
You can learn you can be a lighting engineer, or you can mix sound, or even just be a promoter. And I think what's awesome at Hotbox, you're like seeing young people come through as well.
Yeah.
Training people up as well, aren't you? How to put on gigs.
Yeah, we help young people do promoting, sort of try and give them real life advice on how promoting a gig actually goes, how it's going to feel, what we need as a venue to be sustainable. And a lot of the time I think it really shocks them because, you sort of, you do all the costs with them and you go, right, these are our costs. These are going to be your costs. And they're like, what? Like, how do you make any money? And it's like, we don't.
We sell a lot. Try and sell a lot of beer.
Yeah, try and sell a lot of beer. When we first started, we did used to give the bands 100% of the door money. And then talking to other music venues, they all called us very stupid. And apparently no one else really does it except from really, really small places. We sort of brought in the 80-20 deal, and that's what we do standardized all around, unless it's an under 18s gig, just because we'll make no money on the bar. Yeah. But once you explain it to them, we've got a spreadsheet with literally all of our numbers that we share with people. So they know how much money we're going to make or lose.
Transparency is so important. Like when we do a gig, I really to not feel like you're getting ripped off. Like when you're talking about 80-20, you're talking about like this is after costs, right? So like your net.
Net.
So net. So 80% of things after costs will go to the band, 20% stay with the venue. It's a very fair deal, and it's pretty standard what a lot of people do.
Yeah, absolutely, and that just helps us cover. Well, we say it covers the sound guy and security, but it doesn't even cover the security.
No, but Denham doesn't get paid, does he? The sound guy? Does he just turn up?
Yeah, we pay him in food.
Yeah, he sleeps under the desk.
Under the stage. We've got him a little cubbyhole and a stick.
Like Harry Potter, like the Harry Potter of sound. And he's moved his son Finn in now that does the lights as well, so it's like become a family thing.
The lights. He's at Colchester Institute as well.
That's amazing. So that's what I mean. Like when I see people coming through and they're learning how to mix the sound and they're learning how to do the lights, like, I think Finn. So is Finn 18? I don't know. It doesn't matter. About like 18. He did. Yeah. He helped us out put the balls gig on when we filled the thing up with balls. He helped us sweep all the balls away. Obviously not well enough because you keep finding them. But I
got Finn to blame.
Finn to blame. But to think that he went from that 2 years ago, or 3 years ago in COVID, and now he's doing the lights for Fatboy Slim.
Yeah, and actually, something to put on his CV,
and the lights were amazing as well. Actually, I'm glad he was doing them. But
he got the thumbs up from Norman too. He said good lights, and to Finn, being that age to anyone, having that validation is
from someone like that as well.
Well, it can be career motivating.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thin boy Finn. He should be called. I can't say THs. Thin boy Finn. That's what his name should be now.
Thin boy Finn.
Exactly. Big up. So good. Is he doing it at the institute then? Has he been inspired to do sort of lighting and stuff?
So he's doing music production. He might even be doing production and performance, actually. But he's doing really, really well. I actually had his college tutor, who was the same tutor I had, come into Hotbox last week. Just to have a catch up.
And so this is your next generation coming through.
Yeah.
Before you know it, you're
wicked.
going to be Dave with like the shorts on and
Don't
a cup
say
of tea.
that, mate. God.
Yeah.
God, I couldn't drink that much tea in a day.
and you know, you'll be looking at people like Finn to like run the venue and put stuff on. So that's what happens, you know, like it's what happened in culture studio. Like we come through as 15-year-olds, put gigs on. Before you know it, people start being in famous bands and stuff and come back.
That's the beauty. It's if you're thinking that someone's at college where actually you learn the theory, you learn how to do things, but often you don't get an option to go and do some work experience in the field that you're studying in. It's kind of
definitely not with Fatboy Slim.
Well, yeah, 100%. So to have
Frank
that
Turner,
opportunity, to have that is absolutely brilliant. And I think one thing I noticed with Hotbox when we first went into that venue is the fact that they were allowing our young people to use their equipment. And I remember at the first beginning bit thinking, oh my God, you lot break this. My insurance. Whereas actually these guys weren't thinking that way. Right? No. They were like, yeah, have a go. Yeah, just go behind there.
Maybe we were quite good at hiding it.
Okay. Let's not talk about it then. I'm still waiting for the bill.
It's there to be used. And
amazing.
My dad, this is where my dad comes into play. I think... you know, he's worked his whole life, and he's always wanted to give back to, you know, his community and everything. You know, Chelmsford welcomed him from Hackney and everything like that. So all the gear he just wants people to use, and he wants people to make Chelmsford cooler.
Yes,
you know, and that
which you have.
Yeah.
We hope so.
Yeah. Mate, one day we're going to see a statue of Dave there, maybe with you as well. But can you imagine a statue of Dave with his shorts and a cup of tea?
Oh, it'd be beautiful, wouldn't it?
And so
it's BBL.
And
it's BBL, yeah, exactly. turning around with a sassy look on his face. But he's, I mean, he has achieved because, you know, Chelmsford now has much more culture, community, a vibe. Like, you know, we're talking about the West End now. What do you call it? Like the Viaduct Road,
West End Viaducts.
Exactly, the Viaduct. And it's amazing. There's so much stuff. You've got First Drink Syndicate now, and you've got the Ale House as well, and you've got you've got Radio City. Such a shame Asylum shut, because, you know, imagine if Asylum was still open now. But, you know, more and more places are going to pop up, and it's such a vibe. So if anyone's coming to Chelmsford, get off the train, don't walk into town.
No.
Just walk up the hill, just 5 meters, and go there and see what's on, because you've got stuff on every night and you can see it on the marquee outside, like on your board. Just look at it and it's mad. You see all this stuff going on, and then go down to Radio City as well. Probably some mad metal going on.
Yeah, mad metal. I'm going to play Drinko Plinko.
Exactly. I'm going to go and see a band called Frog Lord that are playing there soon. I'm quite excited about that.
Ribbit.
Yeah. It's like a frog-based doom band. It's going to be amazing.
That does sound good, doesn't it?
Exactly. I'm all about the novelty, you know. Just give me novelty in music and I'm well happy. I want to talk about...
Sounds good.
Did you read my mind?
No, because that's what I wanted to talk about.
Sangeeta's in my head. Everyone, it's terrifying.
We've been together too long.
So... Actually, you know, the next level Hotbox, you know, we've gone from a head shop, gone to a skate shop, we've gone to a venue. Now you've got Sounds Good Festival.
Yes.
OMG. This is amazing. Right. I went to Sounds Good this year and it was brilliant. Did you went?
Listen, I was privileged enough to be there for both the days. And John had asked me to come in to just kind of help out, see what it was about. And oh my God.
So let's hear.
Sam was on the team.
Oh my God, I was so privileged. I got a t-shirt and a jumper.
The t-shirt was sick as well.
Have you got a t-shirt, Nick?
No.
Have you got a jumper?
Well, I've got a t-shirt. I do own a t-shirt. Yeah.
No, like a Hotbox t-shirt.
Yeah, but let me explain to our lovely listeners what Sounds Good was, because this was a multi-venue festival. So it was big. So there were 4 venues. 4, is it, John? I'm looking at you for answers.
Yep. 4.
4.
Yep. Town Voodoo, Hotbox,
Chelmsford Theatre, Studio.
Yeah.
Yes. So it was wicked. And actually, Radio City had a gig on as well. So it felt like that was part of it, even though it wasn't.
It did feel like it was part of it. Yeah. Radio City were going to be involved at the start, but it got too late, too close, and I had to stick with what I had.
So what was awesome? What did I see? When I came down, I think we saw Maruja. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
The Meths, absolutely amazing. Mystery Team, Dharma Hounds, Bilk. Bloody hell, that's a good day.
It was a good
That was
day,
just
wasn't
one
it?
day.
It was a good day. It was a good
That
day.
was so epic. And Native James. Sorry, how could I forget Native James? That was
Yeah.
absolutely rager. And this was the first time you'd done it. And I think ticket sales were pretty decent, were they?
Yeah, we broke even on the ticket sales and everything. It was a funded event by the Arts Council and Chelmsford City Council, Essex County Council for the volunteers,
Whoa.
and the bid did a little bit too. So it was a big, it was a lot of partners to please.
Hang on. This sounds like admin.
Yeah, a lot of admin. Yeah.
Admin is the opposite of creativity.
Yeah.
So come on.
You got to have admin to be creative, unfortunately, in the modern world.
No.
You do in my line
need-
of work.
Yeah.
In my line. Not in every line.
You
but-
need to find someone to convince to do admin for you.
Well, I'm quite lucky that my dad's quite savvy at it. So, he can sort of crack on, drink his tea and do grants.
Now your dad has got the best admin hack I've ever heard. I don't know if I'm allowed to reveal it on the podcast. Can I reveal it? Yes, I think I can. So basically, if you want to do an Arts Council funding application, find an application for someone that's done something similar, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're so naughty.
That's not naughty.
No.
It's just
What, just cut, copy, paste?
Work.
No,
No,
not copy and paste.
don't copy and paste. But
that is naughty.
yeah, going, filling it in from scratch is long and it's really hard to understand what you're supposed to be doing. But you can find a successful application and use that as a basis for your application. So you find someone that's applied for a festival or something like that that's had successful, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And
This is
it's
what-
not so much to copy it, but it's to look for
How they done
fundable
it. Yeah.
ideas that
Exactly.
the Arts Council want.
Yeah.
Tick, tick,
And-
tick, 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 tick.
Exactly that. And, there's no point going for a fund and spending a lot of time on it
Yeah.
without doing some proper research. And you can access anyone's grant.
Yeah.
So even if, there's an event in Chelmsford that you go, oh, that's cool. I wonder how much that cost. I
Yeah.
wonder what they put into it. You can find out.
Yeah.
And I think that's great for the younger people as well,
Yeah.
because in a world where it's so difficult to understand what the Arts Council want nowadays, because there's a lot of boxes you have to
Yeah.
tick.
It's
Yeah.
one of the hardest.
It's so
bits.
confusing. It's like a riddle.
Yeah.
It's like a creative riddle. And creative people don't have the brain for that riddle.
No, and you got to flower it up, nice language, everything like that. And if you're not the best equipped with English,
Yeah.
you're stuffed.
These are quite.
Exactly.
Unless you get some help from something, a consultant.
Sangeeta.
Mark
Sangeeta. Mark
TF and Sangeeta.
Or Ignite.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Ignite now, yeah. Let's go back to Sounds Good. Now, was that planning? Did that take you, was it a year planning? How long had you been planning before you thought of delivering?
So it was really, really weird, actually. So my dad was going through the grants the summer before Sounds Good. He was like, oh, I'm going to put in this grant, multi-venue festival. We'll have the money in February or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And the festival took place in September.
I was going to say, that was quick.
Yeah. So we sort of didn't expect to get it because, it contained money for a whole new website, loads of merchandise for the volunteers.
Yeah.
It was quite a big grant because it was a really expensive project to do.
Yeah.
And then I came in one day, or maybe my dad called me, and he just said, oh, we've got the money for that festival, the multi-venue festival. And I was sort of like, oh, cool. And I was like, well, when do we have to do it? This summer? Cool.
Yeah, get on the phone, John.
Yeah.
Book some bands, mate.
Well, this was the thing. So a lot of the bands I sort of have built relationships with were all booked out for festival
I was going
season.
to say, because
Yeah.
it's not a lot of time.
No, gosh, no. So, I'm sort of messaging bands XYZ and they're like, oh, booked. And also because it didn't have a lot of lean up time,
Yeah.
I was putting offers in, and sometimes bands will take a month or two to get back.
Oh,
No, that's naughty. You've got to give them a deadline.
they're busy. They're
Yeah,
bands
they're
all
busy.
over.
Well,
I
Mate,
guess.
if we want to do a festival, we tell them straight away.
Tell them how it is.
Yeah, we don't wait.
Yeah, I
Drop
mean,
everything and
Maruja, I put in an offer at the start and actually got declined. And then
wow.
It wasn't until I sort of beefed it up a bit more and went back in a few weeks before. Which, by the way, I'm not insulting them. They're worth every penny.
that's
They're
right.
wicked.
Yeah.
They were a
accepted.
worthy headliner. It was really
mate,
in the studio venue. It looked amazing.
Yeah, they're such a it's an experience, you know. Even if you've never listened to them before, you can get lost in their set quite easily.
Yeah, especially if you've been to the first Hot Box. It's that sort of band, I think. Yeah, you can really get lost in it.
Yeah, and we've had them play once before in Hotbox. I think on their first UK tour, and I've got custom Maru. I should say Maruha because it's Maruha, not Maruja.
Oh,
Yeah, I should say that, but I've been saying Maruja me all
like
life.
like a saguaro cactus.
Yes. But I've got a Maruja. There you go again. Pokemon card.
Oh, wow.
Limited edition on the first ever tour, and we've got 2 framed in Hotbox.
Sick.
So, sounds good. That was really a good festival. It brought our community together. We had that stage in the middle of the city. You obviously got so many partners together, and working with all these venues together, I guess, in your world as venues, that was really quite empowering. Now, again this year, I hope.
Yeah, so I've got there will be a form of Sounds Good happening this year.
I can beep out. You can just tell us some bands. I'll just beep them out. Okay.
Well,
Who's playing?
we've got High Fade already booked in.
Yes. This is like the Scottish Kings of Funk.
Oh, mate, they're insane.
Yeah.
They are. I've never enjoyed myself as in Hotbox as much as when they first played.
Wow. Oh, wow.
You know, and I'm not saying like musically, you know, all the bands are great. Well, musically they are amazing, but I danced and I was sober and I was jumper off, having a proper boogie, and I've never done that.
This is like the Beatles of funk, though, isn't it? Because they've cut their teeth like doing busking, playing funk for their 10,000 hours, right? And that is a unit now. Like they are just
Well, they started out as a cover band called Low Fade.
yeah.
Yeah, and they used to host it was like Tuesday nights in some bar in Edinburgh. They were telling me the story. I might get some detail wrong. And they were doing covers. The bassist and guitarist had been sort of together for ages, and then they started putting in an original every now and then. And then High Fade was born.
Yes.
Just from, you know, a disco covers band, and now they're I think they've got like 500,000 on Instagram.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
That's amazing. Yeah, they do go viral a lot. Like I see it shared a lot. Like, look at this band just playing in the street, and they've got their like crazy fur coats on, and like,
they're
like,
insane.
and the drummer's just like, I mean, I'm a drummer. I just like, and the drummer is something else.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, he's also a rapper.
Oh.
So on SoundCloud, if you check up Perry Dimension, big up. He'll love that.
Perry Dimension.
Perry
and
Dimension.
Go on, drop some more names. Who else are you looking at for Sounds Good too?
Well, at the moment, it's sort of all up in the air, man.
Yeah.
So we're definitely going ahead with the Saturday, but there's going to be some shift around in venues. Unfortunately, we can't get the deals as good as we wanted them in some venues, and some venues, you know, changing what's going on. So High Fade's definitely happening.
Nice.
And then there's going to be about 6 other great bands in Hotbox and a few other venues around town, which I can't reveal at the moment.
That's okay. Are we going to have
cheeky.
Tyndall Square? That's what I want to know. Will there be the outside stage?
Maybe.
Oh, hello.
We'll have to wait and see.
Hello, rolling stage higher.
Let's find out.
Nice. That's well exciting hearing that, you know, Sounds Good. I wanted to just keep going because your dad was talking about, you know, he's got ambitions. He wants to do it in Central Park, and he wants to, you know, he wants it to grow and grow and grow.
Yeah,
And I think you got the name.
Next year, it's going to be a lot bigger.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's sort of like an in-between year. And the plan is to do it big every other year. So the big Sounds Good will return.
And the other ones are going to be Sounds Good.
It's still going to be Sounds Good, but it's just going to be run slightly differently, you know. And it's also this version of it's quite nice because it's involving a lot more promoters in the city.
Fantastic.
So it's a lot more of a collaborative one this year.
Yeah, nice.
And I'm looking forward to it.
Less work for you?
probably about the same, innit? You know, it
It's
never
like,
stops.
even when you offload it to other promoters, you've still got to manage those promoters.
You've got to manage the promoters.
Yeah, well,
right?
they're self-managing, but I still have to like sign stuff off, and you know, it's almost like when you have a team, it almost becomes more work.
Yes.
Because staff will always be like what you spend the most time on when you're running any place.
Yeah.
And just keeping everyone happy. Because if anyone's unhappy, it ruins everything.
It is,
Probably
yeah,
Dave.
sure.
Oh, he's
Probably 'cause of
always,
something
he's
Dave's
always
done.
unhappy.
No.
Oh,
John, I want to talk about your life as a musician as well, because you know it's not like you're running the venue. You actually used to play, was it bass in a band?
yes.
And
yeah.
hang on, now John has done something that I've never done that's on my life bucket list, and that is play Brixton Academy.
Yes.
Have you really?
Yeah, yeah. When I was
Wow.
15.
What
Go on,
bass?
tell us about Brixton Academy.
So Rat Boy sort of like
Big up Rat
you
Boy,
know,
big up Jordan, Chelmsford's
yeah.
finest, and Noah and everyone else. Can't remember the name of the others. Anyway, big 'em up.
Harry, Liam.
Harry and Liam, yeah.
Yeah,
big 'em
that's
up.
it. There's 4 of them, isn't there? Danny Bounce on the scratch on the tour as well. But yeah, our lead singer Max, he was really good friends with Jordan, I believe still is. And yeah, he sort of invited us to play Brixton with him.
Wow.
That is unbelievable for a
As a
15-year-old. I was
it's,
playing Colchester
nuts.
Townhouse as a 15-year-old.
Hey, I was playing there a week before, you know what I mean? I was playing Brewhouse, the micro pub.
Yeah, and-
you know, literally a week before. And
How much were your knees trembling when you went out on stage?
well, I actually forgot to plug in my bass. Oh no! So I've gone on stage and the intro is just bass. You know, it's I'm sort of playing it and I'm like, I can't fucking hear the bass, mate. I'm looking at my in-ears guy and I'm just like, what's going on? And Tom, our guitarist, just from the other side of the stage, goes, plug in your effing bass. I just look at my lead and I go, oh.
Was that one of those
And then it started.
crickets moments? Like, you know, tumbleweed goes through the venue.
Oh, mate, it was horrible because obviously loads of people, you know, it was like 3,000 people in front of me.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh my God. And they literally all flooded in. And then once it started, and I always found when I played live, after the first song, if they clap, you're going to have a good gig. You know, the nerves go. If they don't clap,
Oh, yeah, no. But then you got to win them over.
you do have to win them over,
But
but
it's
it's a nerve thing.
Mate,
exactly that.
I've gotta
Especially on
say,
bass, you know.
Yeah.
Hand cramps.
As a 15-year-old, like you're a bit angsty as a 15-year-old anyway, generally.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, like I
That
think
helps though, probably.
Really?
You know, the confidence and the
Oh, mate, I
sort
would-
of ego thing, you know.
I didn't want to speak into a mic though. You know, I'd be a bit scared. You know, like in case I said the wrong thing or something like that as a youngster, yeah. But I was on the drums, so I didn't have to do much talking.
Nah, they shouldn't talk drummers.
No, I can't handle dead space, right? If there's no one's talking, I'll just get out. I'll walk out and go and talk on the mic at the front because, you know, if someone's tuning up a guitar or something, it's boring for the crowd, isn't it?
Yeah, do a little stand-up set.
Exactly. Just talk about what people are wearing or something. I don't know. Tell them a story.
I just want to ask very quickly because I didn't know you was into music and bass. And
Do you want-
this
you
is
gonna
the
ask for an
first time I'm
autograph?
hearing- No, yes, I don't need. I can
Well,
see him anytime. But was that your ambition then? As into why you went to Colchester Institute? You wanted to do things around music, or particularly play music, or what was the?
I wasn't academic, and I think in my sort of like GCSE era, I had some proper like traumatic family stuff going. During that time, I had a new music teacher called Mr. Fussy. Yeah, he used to work on like X Factor and do all the tech for that.
Oh wow!
And I never had an interest in music, and then he came in and all of a sudden started doing music production lessons. And I was just like, yeah, I'm locked in.
Wicked, man.
This is amazing. I've found my thing.
What a difference a teacher can make.
Oh, it was
100%.
incredible. And then ever since then, I'd always enjoyed music. I started to talk to so Sol from Bilk. I used to hang out with every day at school, and we started a band called Vacant or Underpass or something.
Yeah, I like it.
And
Both good
it was
names.
me, Safe Nath, and Sol.
Nice.
So Safe Nath was the drummer, I was bassist, and Sol was
I
the.
love Safe Nath as well.
Yeah, and we
So
used
cool.
to do Green Day covers in his cabin in the back of his
Oh,
house. And you know, now he's
amazing.
playing. He's got Camden Assembly tomorrow, isn't he?
Nice,
Oh,
but
wow.
you've got your own venue, so there you go. And Safe Nath's
and
smashing it in
they
Brighton
played
as
there
well.
last week as well.
Oh, I love
see,
it.
so it's all
But the
intertwined.
Full circle.
Yeah, the Bilk boys love it in Hotbox, and yeah, shout out to Bilk because they kill it.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, there's so much talent coming through Essex at the moment. It's got Pet Needs are smashing it, and the Meths, Bilk, Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt, Katie Forkins.
Yeah. What's her name? Oh God, I can't remember. Bridget.
Yeah, Bridget. One of the really weird things is country's really popping off in Essex.
Yeah.
Like there's so many homegrown country acts right now that sound legit.
Who are we talking about? Jan
Louise
Johnstone,
Parker.
Tom Peplow. Is that?
Yeah, he's not really country. He's
He
wicked
isn't.
though.
Yeah.
Jackson Line, Regina O'Hagan. A lot of like really powerful female voices. And it's just become a thing, you know. It's really, really doing well in Chelmsford right now.
Nice, man. Open up a Stetson shop next to Hotbox, Hatbox.
Yeah, Ian Flavel would love that, wouldn't he?
He'll run it, yeah. He'll just keep you going. Get a hat subscription service. You get one hat every month from Hatbox. Pick it up at the venue. Buy a pint. Just got one hat.
Buy a hat, buy a pint.
Buy a hat, pint. Yeah, right, yeah.
We got a lot of hats, didn't we?
Oh, no, yeah. That's good. You got the
All
hats.
over the bar.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, in the Dave Cave.
The Dave Cave.
Day where Dave's just got all the manners.
It
Do you know
is
what
a
I
man
sometimes say?
cave for
Like,
him.
the Hotbox is the sort of place where if you went on holiday, you'd just go down a sort of alley, you'd find this venue, and you'd be like, "Oh my god, this is the coolest place ever. Why is there nothing like this where I live?"
And now there is.
And there is. It's the Dave Cave, and it's even got like weird currency stapled to the wall, and
It's all real currency
like
too.
weird monkeys and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's in there. Like
Tasteful tat.
yeah, glittery unicorn, and I don't know. It's mad. It's just mad stuff. I love it.
It's the biggest free art gallery
Yes.
in Chelmsford. No doubt about it. I mean, we've got Basquets, we've got Darleys,
Yeah.
we got Warhols. There's a pair of locks hanging up from underneath the London Police painting. You know what I mean?
I love it. And you've got originals by My Dog Size there.
Yeah.
Original artwork from
with my
Concrete
dad in
Canvas.
the middle.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Looking at his bum.
And even the London Police one, Fatboy Slim did the numbers. So
Yeah.
again, it's like that memory thing associated with it. It's just, and I've got that for life now. You know what I mean? It's wicked.
Well, I'm going to ask you about. Where are you going? Changing lanes now. You, John. I mean, look at your cute little angelic face. But you are actually the president of Ignite Chelmsford. Is that right? What is it?
President.
Is it the president? You were like in charge of like all this mad cultural stuff going on in Chelmsford. Like you're absolutely the boss. It's mad.
Ignite's wicked. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm the boss.
You are. You're the president. That's the highest.
But it's the partners really make it. You know, I mean, I sort of help connect dots. I might assist people. I'm actually going out to Colchester Institute next month to sort of do an Ignite workshop and everything like that.
Let me explain what Ignite's like a cultural partnership to get Chelmsford culture going, right?
Yeah, and
I think so. I've explained that so badly.
more.
Yeah.
I don't think get going. I think we've got going.
Yeah,
out
build
in
it up.
Chelmsford.
Yeah, we're like the engine room for culture in Chelmsford.
Oh God, yeah, mate.
And you're the president. You're the captain of the ship.
President.
Exactly. Full steam ahead, everyone. But I think that one of the interesting things that you're doing from that, and you know, honestly, big up for like stepping up and saying, and everyone was so happy to like vote you to be the leader for this.
Yeah, it was nice to feel welcome. Definitely.
But what I love, one of the first things you're doing is like fair pay for creatives.
Yeah, so it started out as a fair pay, and then sort of talking to loads of other people and everything like that. You sometimes can't sustain. It's going to sound bad, but sometimes you can't sustain fair pay in arts, and I think setting out guidelines that aren't informative would actually be sort of the opposite of what you want to do. So we've sort of gone to the approach of being transparent.
Yeah.
So as Hotboxes, we give out all our numbers. We say exactly how it is, how much you get, what we're spending our bit on. So the person can fully understand what the risk is on both sides and, go ahead with it or not. Because at the end of the day, I think a lot of people think venues make loads of money and they just don't.
Yeah. That's it. They see people buying tickets for 15 quid. They say they're like, oh, that was like X amount for a pint. They can't understand why the venue might be struggling.
Yeah, and you buy a £6 pint, a pound of that's straight ahead gone to the government.
Yeah.
And then, you've got overhead, you've got the heating, you've got the aircon, you've got the lights.
The rent.
Well, we've got another cost of a lighting guy. We've got the other cost of running everything. It's insane. especially in Chelmsford where the rent is stupid.
So Chelmsford's quite posh though. So
Proper posh.
yeah, it's nice. When you think about
Chelmsford.
we don't. Oh yeah, hello to the Queen's Babe. We don't think about it as posh because we just live here. But like when you go to some other towns around Essex, then suddenly you realise actually there's a bit of money in Chelmsford.
Chelmsford's nice, but I also think the people that live here make it, and it's weird sort of being a young person in it all because I'm only 23 and I'm at the moment just trying to navigate how I can sustain my life in Chelmsford.
We got a 23-year-old president. It's unbelievable.
President.
It's like young Obama.
I'll tell you, he sure is.
But yeah, it's hard to navigate sort of how to stay in your city that you love.
Yeah,
it's because it's getting so expensive because we're getting a lot of Londoners moving out of London, which isn't their fault because London's double as stupid as us. They're being forced. It's the exact same situation. But I'd love to have a cultural life, do all my creative things, but also stay in Chelmsford.
Yeah,
that's one of my big goals in life.
And when you talk about like fair play for creatives, we're talking about you're looking at it across all sectors. So we're thinking about people that are even doing like window art for shops and for doing like flyers or posters or anything
podcasts,
like that.
Everything. It's such a big, thing to talk about. And when I was gigging, as we just talked about, I got paid for 2 gigs out of 30.
Wow, yeah, it's tough, isn't it?
I didn't even think about it. And I remember
because you enjoyed it. Because I have a lot of young people who don't get paid.
We used to get free
and
beer.
And they really appreciate it. Yeah. So that's all right. So we need to give them some more beers. Okay.
But it's like when you start thinking about being a musician, right? Because we get paid for gigs, but then when we start thinking about so you take the petrol away, take the 2 rehearsals away that we've had. That's probably 50 quid a time for that. Take away our Greg's. Don't forget Greg's. All bands run on Greg's, right? Steak bakes and stuff, right? You start doing that, and it's like, well, there's no money. It's like you're propping up from your day job.
Yeah, it's becoming unaffordable. We've had a lot of EU bands just not returning to the UK because Brexit, and everyone who voted out is a house. Sorry,
mate, wait. Checks it's coming up soon. You're not going to get any bands from outside Chelmsford coming through the border either. It's all homegrown. Keep Chelmsford for Chelmsford.
But
sounds good.
Yeah, like we've had a lot of EU bands just not able to afford it, and Kate Nash was on BBC Six the other day just saying that every time she goes to North America, she loses 50k.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
50k, and then she was saying, well, is it a job or a vanity project?
Yeah.
What's the point?
Kate Nash, #1 selling album artist Kate Nash. It shouldn't be like just a hobby or it should be a career.
We're at Parliament with her the other day.
Did you go there? Yeah. I loved what she was doing, like for Independent Venue Week.
Yeah, it's wicked. It's wicked.
Yeah, she has been such a great advocate.
Music Venue Trust, but big up Music Venue Trust as well, who saved us during lockdown.
Yeah, we love that.
They're the one reason we're still here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we sort of were just like, well, we're stuffed. Let's
go
home.
They're I guess in your world, they're the people that came and can support the venues. Is that what they do?
Yeah, so they pulled together and got the support from the government that we needed.
Right, brilliant. Okay.
And without them, we wouldn't exist now.
Oh,
they were really the people that made us survive, and even now they're doing great work where they've got this big fund and they're buying music venues and renting them out back to the music venues by an affordable rate.
I think they saved recently. They saved the Booking Hall in Dover, I think, which is a venue that I absolutely love playing. Yep,
Lip Hub has just signed up to it. They're in Wales. Sam Dabb, who runs that, is an amazing woman. She's wicked. And there's all these little communities that remind me so much of my home hotbox. And Music Venue Trust are just saving them one by one and just doing God's work.
Yeah. It's so important because I think these little places are like little pyramids, shrines with memories, right? And all these things. And when we moved to Chelmsford, I was like, brilliant. The Army and Navy's there. I can't wait for my kids to go to a gig at the Army and Navy. And then I went there and it was gone.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh no. And you think like all those nights, all those memories.
Yeah.
Oasis played there.
I couldn't even think of the day that Hotbox would ever go, but one of the ideas me and my dad have always really loved, if Hotbox could just live indefinite I think once we've sort of like done our path and stuff, maybe we'll look at becoming an MPO and getting other people in to manage it and just making it last, because it's such a gem of a space to have in our city,
But also, there's so much stuff in the Dave Cave that it can't be moved. It should be kept there forever. Honestly, archaeologists are gonna find it. It's gonna be like Lord Carnarvon.
Yeah, it's all held up with Velcro, though.
Is it?
No.
I thought that was Dave's trousers.
Go for it.
Do the roar.
Ditto.
I know, I feel weird now. But Sangeeta, that was wicked, wasn't it? Hearing all
That
about
was amazing.
John,
And
absolute
if only
legend.
We had longer,
The
but
president, El Presidente.
El President.
El Presidente of Chelmsford. And we should get you a little jacket like El Presidente and a car with flags on it.
Yeah, I'd take a free jacket.
Hey.
Right, I'll talk to Mark Diaf about that. So thanks so much for coming down. Thank you very much to Sangeeta again, my co-host. Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you to you both as well.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you, John.
Yeah, no, we
Very
really
nice. Did you bring these snacks?
No, but I'm going to take them.
Yeah, I think you should. Yeah, there's a jam tart there.
I've already had one jam
I've seen you got your eye on that. Yeah. All right. Do we still have to thank Essex County Council when we're not using their equipment?
I don't think we have.
I don't think so. But thank you, Essex County Council, for funding Sounds Good Festival.
Yes.
And thank you very much to Adam Whitaker and Lorca Media for letting us use this space, this beautiful space.
Yes, thank you.
Don't forget to subscribe to us on @r.u.creative.podcast and send us more questions or send us questions. And I think that's it. Is that it? I can't remember what else I have to say.
That's it.
Nice. All right.
Did you press record?
Yeah, I pressed the red button. When Adam did. I can't be trusted with this. John, thank you very much. I'll see you at a gig probably on Friday or something.
Yeah, Native James next Friday. I'd
Yeah,
say,
it's sold out already. It's sold out.
I can get you.
I'll get on Dharma Hound's guest list, mate. Yeah, I'd love to. I want to come down for that one. So let's do that. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Yay, thank you, Joe.
Big up Hotbox.
Yes.